Hey there. You know that public library down the street? You probably think of it as a quiet place with a lot of books. But what if I told you it's running on a secret, super modern design philosophy? A set of rules from way back in the 1920s that are, believe it or not, more relevant now than ever. Let's get into it.
So let me ask you this. What could possibly connect the dusty shelves of a library to the slickest, most intuitive apps on your phone? Well, it turns out there's a hidden philosophy behind both, and it all boils down to a timeless set of rules for making things work for people.
So here's our game plan. We're going to uncover that hidden philosophy, starting with where it came from. Then we'll break down each of its 5 simple, but honestly, genius laws, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
All right, let's start at the beginning. We need to talk about the philosophy itself and the one person who came along and completely flipped the idea of a library on its head.
See, a long time ago, a library's main job was just preservation. We're talking about books being seen as these priceless treasures that had to be guarded. I mean, they would literally chain books to the shelves. Access wasn't for everybody. It was a perk for the elite.
And then this guy comes along, Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. It's 1928, and he's an Indian librarian who's looking for a way to turn libraries from these stuffy warehouses into places that actually served people. He wanted to shift the entire mission from just protecting books to making sure they were actively used by everyone.
And this is what he came up with, the 5 laws of library science. Now, at first glance, they look almost obvious, right? So simple. But don't let that fool you. Together, these 5 laws create a powerhouse philosophy for putting the user at the absolute center of everything. So let's break them down.
Okay, law number 1, books are for use. This sounds like a total no-brainer to us now, but you have to remember, in a world of chained-up books, this was a radical, revolutionary statement. It was him saying, hey, a book's real value isn't just sitting on a shelf. It's being read by someone.
And this slide just nails the difference. Law number 1 completely changed the game. Instead of books locked away, you get open shelves you can browse. Instead of weird hours, you get a schedule that works for the community. And access is no longer just for the rich and powerful, it's for everyone.
And this is huge. This law also totally redefined the librarian's job. They weren't just guards anymore. Their new role was to help people use the collection. Ranganathan knew that a helpful, friendly attitude was everything. His motto was simple: service with a smile.
So that focus on the user flows right into the next 2 laws. And honestly, you have to look at these 2 as a pair. Think of them as the ultimate matchmaking service, but for people and information.
Law number 2, every reader his or her book, basically says the library has a duty to find something for every single person who walks in the door. And law number 3, every book its reader, is just the other side of that. It says every book on the shelf has someone out there who wants to read it, and the library's job is to make that introduction. The goal? Simple. Nobody leaves disappointed, and no book sits there collecting dust. So how do you actually do that? Well, the main way is something we completely take for granted: open access. The freedom to just walk through the aisles and browse, that's a direct result of these laws. It creates these happy accidents, these moments of discovery where a book you never even knew existed just jumps out at you. It lets the books find you. And to play matchmaker, libraries have this whole toolkit. All these things we just expect now, right? Easy-to-use catalogs, new arrival sections, special book displays, and of course, librarians who actually know their stuff and can point you in the right direction. These are all tools designed to make that perfect match. All right, on to law number 4, which is all about efficiency. But you know, I think it's about something even deeper: respect. Save the time of the reader. This one idea basically makes the library a pioneer in what we now call user experience, or UX design. Ranganathan was brilliant here. He talked about 2 kinds of time. First, there's objective time, the actual minutes on the clock. But then there's subjective time, how long it feels. And you know this feeling, right? When you're frustrated looking for something, 10 minutes can feel like an hour. Good design, this law says, has to reduce both. So how do they do it? Well, open access means you're not waiting for someone to go get a book for you. Clear signs and a good classification system mean you can find things fast. And a smooth, quick checkout process means you're not waiting in a huge line. Every single step is designed to respect your time. And that brings us to the final law. And honestly, this one might just be the most powerful of all. The library is a growing organism. That metaphor, that image of something biological and alive, is the key to why this whole philosophy still works.
Now think about the word he chose, organism, not organization. That was so deliberate. An organization can be static, it can just sit there. But an organism, it's alive. It has to grow, it has to change, it has to adapt to its surroundings, or it dies.
This diagram is the perfect way to see it. Look at this. The user, that's you, is right there smack in the center of everything. And all 5 laws are orbiting around you, creating this whole system that has to keep growing and changing based on what you need. It's a system designed for you.
And growth doesn't just mean getting bigger. It means adding new books and services, yeah, but it also means embracing new tech. And this is key. It also means getting rid of stuff. Weeding out old, irrelevant books is crucial. Just like a living thing sheds old cells, a healthy library has to clear out what's no longer useful to make space for what is.
And this slide, right here, this is where it all just clicks. Look how perfectly these laws fit our digital world. All you have to do is swap out a few words. Books are for use becomes information is for use. Save the time of the reader becomes save the time of the user. It's the same exact philosophy. It's absolutely timeless. So the big takeaway is this. These 5 laws aren't some dusty old rules for librarians. They are a universal blueprint for anyone in any field who's building something to connect people with information. Whether it's a website, an app, a database, it doesn't matter. It's all about putting the user first.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought. These 5 simple laws designed the modern library, an institution that's been adapting and surviving for almost a century now because of them. So, the real question is, what should they design next?